A man faces unimaginable challenges. His city is ravaged by a deadly plague. He loses his wife and his daughter. His empire is on the brink of collapse, with wars and revolts on every front. What would you do in his place? Despair? Give up? Not if you were Marcus Aurelius, the great Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher. Despite enduring more hardships than most could bear, he found solace, strength, and wisdom in the principles of Stoicism. His private journals, known today as meditations, offer profound, practical insights that stand as true today as they did 2,000 years ago. The story of Marcus Aurelius is just one example of the transformative power of Stoic philosophy. By learning and applying Stoic principles in your own life, you too can navigate any obstacle with grace, resilience, and wisdom. Whether you're facing everyday frustrations or life's biggest challenges, Stoicism provides a roadmap to living with purpose, clarity, and inner peace. But don't just take my word for it. By watching this entire video, you'll gain 21 actionable Stoic principles that you can start using today for an immediate positive impact in your life. You'll learn how to focus your energy on what you can control, find opportunity in adversity, live with intention, and so much more. Sadly, over 90% of you watching right now aren't subscribed. By subscribing and sharing this video, you'll help spread this timeless wisdom to those who need it most. So if you're ready to experience a true shift in perspective and take command of your life, grab a seat and let's dive into 21 transformative Stoic principles for a life well lived. 1. Focus on what you can control. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius. Imagine you are climbing a steep mountain and suddenly a storm hits. You can't control the weather, but you can control your actions. You can choose whether to keep climbing or to turn back. You can choose to be discouraged by the rain and wind or to keep pushing forward. The storm may slow you down, but it can't stop you unless you let it. Remember, you are the master of your own fate and the captain of your own ship. You have the power to keep climbing, no matter what obstacles come your way. Embrace the challenge and let your perseverance shine through. As the saying goes, smooth seas never made a skilled sailor. So let the storm strengthen you and keep climbing towards the summit of your dreams. Next time you face a frustrating situation, remember you can't control the traffic, but you can control your reaction to it. You can't control a rude comment, but you can control whether you let it ruin your day. By mastering your mind, you become the captain of your own destiny. 2. Live with intention. First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Epictetus. Too often we drift through life on autopilot, reacting to whatever comes our way. But Stoicism encourages us to live intentionally, to define our values, set goals, and align our actions with our principles. Imagine you're an archer. If you don't have a clear target, you'll shoot your arrows aimlessly. But when you lock your focus on the bullseye, every shot has a purpose. The same is true in life. When you clarify what truly matters to you, you can direct all your energy towards it. Before you start each day, take a moment to reflect. What kind of person do you want to be? What do you want to achieve? Let your intentions guide your choices, big and small. When you live with intention, you turn your dreams into your destiny. 3. Embrace challenges as opportunities. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Marcus Aurelius. Life is full of obstacles, failed projects, rejections, losses. It's easy to see them as roadblocks to our happiness, but Stoicism invites us to view challenges as opportunities for growth and creativity. Think of challenges as weights in a gym. You can avoid them and stay the same, or you can lift them and get stronger. Every difficulty you face is a chance to flex your mental muscles, to innovate, to prove your resilience. Remember the story of Thomas Edison. When his factory burned down, destroying years of work, he said, "There is great value in disaster. All our mistakes are burned up. Thank God we can start anew." That's the Stoic spirit, finding the silver lining in every setback. So next time you face an obstacle, don't ask, "Why me?" Ask, "How can this make me better?" Embrace the challenge and let it lift you to new heights. 4. Practice self-discipline. No person is free who is not master of himself. Epictetus. In a world of instant gratification, self-discipline is a superpower. It's the ability to resist short-term temptations in favor of long-term goals. Stoicism teaches that true freedom comes from mastering our desires rather than being enslaved by them. Imagine your mind as a garden. If you let weeds run wild, they'll choke out the flowers. But if you diligently tend to your garden, pulling weeds and planting seeds, you'll create something beautiful. Self-discipline is how you cultivate your mental garden. Start small. Keep your promises to yourself. If you commit to reading for 30 minutes, do it. If you say you'll eat healthy today, follow through. Every act of self-discipline is a seed that will bloom into your best self. Remember, self-discipline isn't about restriction, it's about freedom. It's the key that unlocks your potential and lets you shape your life according to your highest ideals. 5. Accept what you can't change. Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together. But do so with all your heart. Marcus Aurelius. Life is unpredictable. No matter how carefully we plan, we will face things beyond our control: illness, heartbreak, natural disasters. Stoicism teaches us to accept these inevitable aspects of life with grace and resilience. Think of life as a game of cards. You can't control the cards you're dealt, but you can control how you play them. When you're dealt a bad hand, you can fold and give up, or you can play strategically and make the best of it. The choice is yours. Remember the serenity prayer: grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. This is the essence of Stoic acceptance. It's not about resignation, but about focusing your energy where it can make a difference. Next time you face an unchangeable situation, don't waste your energy fighting it. Accept it, adapt to it, and keep moving forward. That's how you turn lead into gold. 6. Practice gratitude. He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. Epictetus. In our consumer culture, it's easy to focus on what we lack. We chase newer phones, bigger houses, shinier cars. But Stoicism reminds us that true wealth lies in appreciating what we already have. Imagine your life as a jar and every blessing is a stone. Most of us spend our time focusing on the empty space, wishing we had more. But if you shift your focus to the stones: your health, your loved ones, your talents, you'll realize how rich you truly are. Start a gratitude journal. Every day, write down 3 things you're thankful for. It could be as simple as a warm cup of coffee or a beautiful sunset. By training your brain to scan for positivity, you'll find joy in the ordinary. Remember the words of Seneca: it is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor. Cultivate gratitude, and you'll always feel abundant, no matter your circumstances. 7. Develop self-awareness. To make the right choices in life, you have to get in touch with your soul. To do this, you need to experience solitude, which most people are afraid of, because in the silence you hear the truth and know the solutions. Deepak Chopra. Self-awareness is the foundation of personal growth. It's the ability to observe your thoughts, emotions, and actions with clarity and honesty. Stoicism encourages us to examine our lives regularly to ensure we're living in alignment with our values. Imagine you're driving a car. If you never check the mirrors or the GPS, you'll drift off course. But if you regularly assess your position and adjust your steering, you'll reach your destination. Self-awareness is how you navigate the journey of life. Take time for daily reflection. At the end of each day, review your actions and reactions. Did you live up to your principles? What could you have done better? This isn't about self-judgment, but self-improvement. Remember the words of Socrates: the unexamined life is not worth living. By developing self-awareness, you gain the clarity and wisdom to live a life that's truly your own. 8. Cultivate resilience. The oak fought the wind and was broken. The willow bent when it must and survived. Robert Jordan. Life is full of storms, setbacks, failures, losses. Resilience is the ability to bend without breaking, to adapt and grow through adversity. Stoicism teaches us to cultivate inner strength so we can weather any tempest. Think of yourself as a tree. When a storm hits, a rigid tree snaps under the wind. But a flexible tree bends and survives. The same is true for us. When we're rigid in our thinking and expectations, we break under pressure. But when we're adaptable and resilient, we can thrive through any challenge. Build your resilience through small challenges. Take cold showers, run that extra mile, face that fear. Every time you push through discomfort, you strengthen your resilience muscle. Remember the words of Marcus Aurelius, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Cultivate resilience, and you'll be unshakable in the face of life's storms. 9. Find purpose in serving others. What injures the hive injures the bee. Marcus Aurelius. We humans are social creatures. We find meaning and fulfillment in contributing to something larger than ourselves. Stoicism teaches us to align our personal goals with the greater good, to find purpose in serving others. Imagine a single drop of water. Alone, it's small and insignificant. But when it joins a river, it becomes part of a powerful force that can carve canyons and sustain life. The same is true for us. When we direct our energy towards serving others, we become part of something greater. We'll look for ways to help in your community. Volunteer, donate, lend a listening ear. Every act of service, no matter how small, creates ripples of positive change. Remember the words of Martin Luther King Jr. Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? Find your purpose in making a difference, and you'll find fulfillment that lasts. 10. Embrace simplicity. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more. That is poor. Seneca. In a world of excess, simplicity is a breath of fresh air. It's the art of discerning what's essential and letting go of the rest. Stoicism encourages us to find contentment in simple pleasures and to detach from material desires. Imagine your life as a garden. If you fill it with too many plants, they'll compete for resources and none will thrive. But if you select a few key plants and give them room to grow, you'll create a flourishing ecosystem. The same is true in life. When you simplify, you make space for what truly matters. Take inventory of your possessions, commitments, and relationships. Ask yourself, does this add value to my life? Does it align with my values? Be willing to let go of anything that doesn't serve you. Remember the words of Henry David Thoreau, simplicity, simplicity, simplicity. I say, let your affairs be as 2 or 3, and not 100 or 1,000. Embrace simplicity, and you'll find the clarity and freedom to live life on your own terms. 11. Practice mindfulness. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Marcus Aurelius. Our thoughts shape our reality. If we dwell on worries and negativity, we'll see a world of stress and scarcity. But if we focus on the present moment with openness and curiosity, we'll find beauty and opportunity everywhere. This is the power of mindfulness. Imagine your mind is a clear blue sky, and your thoughts are clouds. Sometimes the clouds are dark and stormy, obscuring the sky. But if you just observe the clouds without judgment, you'll realize they're temporary. They drift in and out, but the sky remains constant. This is the essence of mindfulness, observing your thoughts without getting caught up in them. Incorporate mindfulness into your daily routine. Take a few minutes each day to sit in silence and focus on your breath. When thoughts arise, simply note them and let them pass. Over time, you'll develop the ability to find calm in the midst of any storm. Remember the words of Lao Tzu, if you are depressed, you are living in the past. If you are anxious, you are living in the future. If you are at peace, you are living in the present. Practice mindfulness, and you'll find serenity in the here and now. 12. Cultivate equanimity. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Epictetus. Life is a roller coaster of highs and lows. One moment we're celebrating a triumph, the next we're facing a tragedy. Stoicism teaches us to cultivate equanimity, a state of mental calmness and stability in the face of life's ups and downs. Imagine you're a ship on the ocean. When the sea is calm, sailing is easy. But when a storm hits, a skilled sailor keeps a steady hand on the wheel. They don't let the waves dictate their course. This is equanimity, the ability to maintain balance and perspective in turbulent times. Practice responding rather than reacting. When something upsetting happens, take a deep breath before you act. Ask yourself, is my response helping or hurting? Is it aligned with my values? By creating space between stimulus and response, you can choose a wise path forward. Remember the words of Viktor Frankl, between stimulus and response there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. Cultivate equanimity, and you'll navigate life's storms with grace and wisdom. 13. Embrace discomfort for growth. Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. Seneca. In our comfort-driven society, we often avoid discomfort at all costs. But Stoicism reminds us that discomfort is the price of progress. It's through facing challenges and pushing our limits that we grow and evolve. Imagine you're a butterfly struggling to emerge from its cocoon. The struggle seems harsh and unnecessary, but it's that very struggle that forces fluid into the wings, allowing the butterfly to fly. Without the struggle, the butterfly would never take flight. The same is true for us. It's through struggle that we spread our wings. Seek out challenges and new experiences. Learn a new skill. Take on a difficult project. Travel to an unfamiliar place. Embrace the discomfort of being a beginner. Every time you step out of your comfort zone, you expand your capabilities. Remember the words of Frederick Douglass: if there is no struggle, there is no progress. Embrace discomfort as an opportunity for growth, and you'll unlock your full potential. 14. Find strength in Stoic role models. We like to be around people who uplift us, whose presence calls forth our best. Epictetus. We become like the people we surround ourselves with. That's why Stoicism encourages us to study and emulate role models of wisdom, courage, and integrity. By keeping good company, even if only through books, we elevate our own character. Imagine you're a mountain climber ascending a steep peak. Having an experienced guide to follow makes the climb easier and safer. They can show you the best path, warn you of potential dangers, and encourage you when the going gets tough. Stoic role models serve as guides on the journey of life. Study the lives and writings of Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus. Look for modern exemplars of Stoic virtues, like Nelson Mandela, who maintained compassion and forgiveness despite 27 years in prison. Surround yourself with people who embody the qualities you admire. Remember the words of Rumi: whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting over and over, announcing your place in the family of things. Find strength and guidance in Stoic role models, and take your place in the timeless tradition of wisdom. 15. Practice the art of journaling. No man was ever wise by chance. Seneca. Reflection is the hallmark of a philosophical life. It's through examining our experiences, thoughts, and actions that we gain self-knowledge and grow in wisdom. Stoicism encourages the practice of journaling as a tool for reflection and self-improvement. Imagine your mind as a cluttered room, full of scattered thoughts and unexamined assumptions. Journaling is like decluttering that room. By putting your thoughts on paper, you can sort through them, identify patterns, and gain clarity. The act of writing itself often leads to insights and solutions. Start a daily journaling habit. Each day, write about your experiences, reflections, and aspirations. Don't worry about perfect prose or profound insights. The value lies in the process itself. Over time, you'll develop a rich record of your mental and emotional journey. Remember the words of Socrates: the unexamined life is not worth living. Practice the art of journaling, and you'll cultivate a life of depth, meaning, and continuous growth. 16. Reframe adversity as opportunity. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Marcus Aurelius. Life is full of obstacles and setbacks. We can view these as roadblocks to our happiness, or we can see them as opportunities for growth and creativity. Stoicism encourages us to adopt the latter perspective. Imagine you're a sculptor facing a block of marble. You could see the hard, unyielding stone as an impediment to your vision, or you could see it as the very means by which your vision will take form. The challenges in the stone, the cracks, the veins, the hard spots, these are what will give your sculpture its unique character. The same is true in life. It's through facing and overcoming challenges that we sculpt our character and manifest our unique contributions. When faced with adversity, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this to become better, stronger, wiser? Look for the hidden opportunity in every difficulty. Perhaps a job loss is a chance to pursue a truer calling. Maybe a failed relationship is an invitation to develop deeper self-love. Remember the words of Ryan Holiday: the obstacle is the way. Reframe adversity as opportunity, and you'll find the hidden gifts in life's challenges. 17. Memento mori, meditate on mortality. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. Marcus Aurelius. Death is the great equalizer. No matter our status, achievements, or possessions, we all share the same fate. Stoicism encourages us to meditate on mortality, not to evoke fear or despair, but to infuse our lives with purpose and perspective. Imagine you're an hourglass. With each passing second, a grain of sand falls from the top to the bottom. You can't stop the flow, you can't add more sand to the top. All you can do is make the most of the time you have. This is the essence of memento mori, remembering that we will die, and allowing that knowledge to guide our priorities and actions. Regularly contemplate your own mortality. Ask yourself, if this were my last day, would I be happy with how I'm spending it? Am I living in alignment with my values? Am I making the most of my precious time? Let your answers inform your choices. Remember the words of Seneca, let us prepare our minds as if we'd come to the very end of life. Let us postpone nothing. Let us balance life's books each day. The one who puts the finishing touches on their life each day is never short of time. Memento mori, remember you will die, and let that remembrance be a compass for a life well lived. 18. Cultivate a cosmopolitan mindset. I am not an Athenian or a Greek, but a citizen of the world. Socrates. In an increasingly interconnected world, Stoicism invites us to expand our circle of concern beyond our immediate family, community, or nation. It encourages us to see ourselves as citizens of the world, inextricably connected to all of humanity. Imagine you're an astronaut looking down at Earth from space. From that vantage point, you don't see borders, divisions, or differences. You see one beautiful, fragile planet, our shared home. This is the cosmopolitan perspective, recognizing our common humanity and our interdependence with all life. Practice expanding your sphere of empathy. When you read news from distant parts of the world, put yourself in the shoes of those affected. When you encounter someone from a different culture, seek to understand their perspective. Recognize that despite surface differences, we all share the same basic hopes, fears, and desires. Remember the words of Martin Luther King Jr., injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. We are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. Whatever affects one directly, affects all indirectly. Cultivate a cosmopolitan mindset, and you'll work towards a world that works for all. 19. Embrace the power of now. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment. Marcus Aurelius. Much of our suffering comes from dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. We replay old regrets or fret about potential problems, missing the only reality we truly have, the present moment. Stoicism teaches us to anchor ourselves in the here and now. Imagine you're a surfer riding a wave. You can't change the wave that's past, and you can't control the one that's yet to come. All you can do is adjust to the current beneath you. This is the art of living in the present, responding to life as it unfolds, moment by moment. Practice bringing your full attention to the task at hand. When you eat, just eat. When you walk, just walk. When you work, just work. Resist the pull of distraction and fully engage with the present. When worries about the future or regrets about the past arise, acknowledge them and gently bring your focus back to the now. Remember the words of Eckhart Tolle, realize deeply that the present moment is all you ever have. Make the now the primary focus of your life. Embrace the power of now and you'll find a wellspring of peace and productivity. 20. Respond with reason, not emotion. Choose not to be harmed and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed and you haven't been. Marcus Aurelius. Our emotions, while natural and necessary, can often lead us astray. We react to provocations with anger, to setbacks with despair, to challenges with fear. Stoicism teaches us to pause before reacting and to choose our response based on reason rather than raw emotion. Imagine you're a judge in a courtroom. A skilled judge doesn't let the passions of the plaintiffs or defendants sway their judgment. They listen to the evidence objectively and make a ruling based on the facts and the law. This is the Stoic ideal, responding to life's trials with the calm, impartial wisdom of a sage. When you feel a strong emotion arising, take a step back. Observe the emotion like a curious scientist. Ask yourself, is this emotion serving me? Is it based on truth or assumption? What would be the most reasoned, virtuous response in this situation? Choose your course of action based on your highest wisdom, not your fleeting feelings. Remember the words of Epictetus. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Respond with reason, not emotion, and you'll make wiser choices in the heat of the moment. 21. Find unity in diversity. We are like the leaves of a tree. Superficially, we may appear different, but at our core, we are all the same. In a world often divided by race, religion, politics, and other superficial differences, Stoicism reminds us of our fundamental unity. It invites us to look beyond surface divisions and recognize our common humanity. Imagine you're looking at a vast forest. Each tree is unique, different species, shapes, sizes, but beneath the soil, their roots intertwine. They all draw from the same earth, breathe the same air, and reach for the same sun. This is the Stoic view of humanity, superficially diverse, but fundamentally one. Practice looking for commonalities rather than differences. When you encounter someone with a different background or belief system, look for shared values and experiences. Recognize that regardless of external labels, we all want to be happy, to be loved, to find meaning. Focus on what unites us, not what divides us. Remember the words of Maya Angelou, we are more alike, my friends, than we are unalike. Find unity in diversity, and you'll contribute to a more harmonious world. You see, over 90% of viewers aren't subscribed to our channel. By subscribing and sharing, you're not just supporting this channel, you're spreading invaluable wisdom that can change lives. If these 21 Stoic principles resonated with you, consider them your invitation to a life of greater clarity, resilience, and fulfillment. Imagine if everyone lived by these principles. Imagine a world where people took responsibility for their thoughts and actions, where challenges were seen as opportunities, where we treated each other with empathy and respect. That's the world Stoicism invites us to create, one wise choice at a time. The principles we've explored, from focusing on what you can control to embracing the power of now, are not just abstract ideas. They are powerful tools for transformation. But like any tool, they only work if you use them. I encourage you to pick one principle that resonated with you and start applying it today. Start small, but start. With consistent practice, these principles will become second nature, and you'll start to see profound changes in your life. Remember, Stoicism is not about becoming perfect. It's about becoming better. It's about progressing towards wisdom, not achieving some state of superhuman enlightenment. So be patient with yourself, celebrate your progress, and know that every time you choose to respond to life's challenges with reason, courage, and compassion, you're not just improving your own life, you're making the world a little bit better. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of Stoic wisdom. Your presence here is a testament to your commitment to growth and your openness to timeless truths. As we part ways, I leave you with the words of Marcus Aurelius: you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep shining your light. Together we can build a world that reflects the best of Stoic wisdom. Until next time, stay strong and stay stoic.